When a farmer decides to plant a corn maze, he needs to not think of that as a field of corn that he's going to harvest the crop. He needs to think of that as a field of corn that he's going to harvest an experience for people, and that they're going to pay him for the experience, and it's going to be worth more than the actual corn crop. And so we need to plant that corn at a time that the corn is going to be at a more convenient stage for people to walk through the corn maze, to figure their way out through the trails. And obviously, corn that is still green or just beginning to dry down, the foliage is a lot thicker, so they can't see through the corn, which makes the experience a whole lot better. And so to do that, we don't want to plant our corn in April, like that our part of the state would plant their corn. We want to wait and plant that corn about the middle of July. And if we plant a 110-day or later corn, the 15th of July, then we're going to have green corn the 1st of October. Now, why do we want it to come off in October? It's because that's the time of year when most people are used to getting out, going to festivals. The weather has cooled off. They want to get outside and do some family outings. And so we found that from the middle of September until the end of October, we have an audience that's eager and ready to get out to a farm and have some fun. Farmers, when they go to select their seed for a corn maze, should think about the standability of the corn. So we want to look at varieties with good strong stalk that have excellent foliage and that grow tall. The corn I prefer to plant is Pioneer 31G71. It's a drought tolerant corn. Now, why do I want to plant a drought tolerant corn? It's because our normally drier weather is in the latter part of the year. But now there are a lot of other varieties, the other seed corn companies that probably work just as well. That's just one that I enjoy. A corn for a maze needs to be planted a little closer together. About the optimum plant spacing for corn would be about 29 to 30,000 plants per acre. And those need to be planted in two directions. So you would put about 15,000 plants per acre each way to try to get a final plant count of 29 to 30,000. When farmers are preparing to plant a corn maze, and in terms of field preparation, it's no different than you would field corn. It performs just as well under conventional tillage as it will under no-till conditions. In terms of fertility, we'll go ahead and plant just like we were going to plant our field corn, except when we side dress our corn, when we put the extra nitrogen on, then we don't want to put quite as much as we would if we were going into field corn. If we do, we can cause some stalk rot. The proper way to design a corn maze would be to take the actual dimensions of your field and draw a maze into those that would fit those dimensions, keeping in mind that your trails are about 5 foot wide. And to make a good maze, they need to be at least 10 feet apart. Another way to do it, and the people that I help in the state of Mississippi, normally they just give me a line drawing, like a cartoon, a picture. For instance, the corn maze that we are cutting out today is the state of Mississippi, with the roads in the state being the trails. And that makes a nice maze. And it's going to be a lot of fun for the people coming to, and it's a good way to learn about Mississippi. And that touches on another thing about education. Corn mazes are educational. But designing your maze, we want to consider our field size versus details. All the lines in a drawing will not fit into the field. So we want to, if we're going to design something that looks like a picture, we want to think about a line drawing with as few details as possible to make the picture look good from a distance. A corn maze can be cut into a field using a lawnmower, a standard lawnmower. It can be cut using a small bush hog, but it's been my experience that I would prefer what they call zero-turn mowers, because if you're trying to put a pattern in the field, it will make a cleaner pattern. It's easier, and most of them are very heavy duty. They cut a wide path, and it's just easier to handle in the field. After a farmer gets his maize cut, he needs to make sure he keeps his trails clean, either by mowing it more often or either using a herbicide to come in and clean up the trails until it's time to open it to the general public. From the point we get the maize cut, then it becomes a time for setting up to actually receive the public to the farm. We want to decorate and make sure that our name is behind every photo opportunity so that the people will know that where they were and what farm they visited and want to come back.